And good evening and welcome to the Downers Grove Township meeting of the Township Board of Trustees for Thursday, January 16th, 2025. Calling this meeting to order, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Lorraine, would you take?
Here.
Here. Here.
And Supervisor Polka.
Here.
And I will trustee White is absent.
Okay. And actually, before public comment starts, I have actually some sad news to report. Gary Ostrowski, who was the former general assistance head here at Downers Grove Township for many years, he actually was on board when I started. He retired 3 weeks after I started, but he passed away at his home on January 13th of a heart attack. His wake is going to take place Friday the 17th from 3 to 8 at Grove Memorial Chapel in Elk Grove Village. I'd like to just send my condolences to the family of Gary. Believe it or not, in three weeks, I learned an awful lot about general assistance from him. So he was a good person, and our thoughts go out to him. And with that, public comment, I think we had one. John?
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank the board, all. I'm the vice president, and we were up to, we started in the basement. We were servicing them, putting about 50. Now we're averaging quite a bit of difference. It's not this group of two visual people. Young woman that comes working a full-time job and make it. Can't make it. So when we give her food, she said, this gets more along. This not the one that I take the cards up. I do that stuff. So it's very rewarding. And I just want to thank everyone, Teresa, for all your generosity. Without you and thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Our pleasure.
All right, with that, I'll do a motion to approve the minutes of the board meeting from December 19th, 2024 as presented.
I was absent.
So move.
Second.
And any discussion? Lorraine, would you take roll?
Trustee Rickerfatty.
Aye.
Trustee Burke.
I'll abstain because I was absent.
And trustee
Aye.
Supervisor Polka.
Aye. Motion passes. Next is motion to approve the trustee audit and approval of bills and claims as presented. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Lorraine, would you take roll?
Trustee Rickerfatty.
Aye.
Trustee Burke.
Aye.
Trustee
Aye.
Supervisor.
Aye. Motion passes. Next on our agenda, we had a general highway and general fund budget discussion. I just kind of want to talk a little bit about the budget process. So the budget is, our fiscal year starts March 1st. So we're coming up on the beginning of the fiscal year, and we have to approve our budget sometime in February. We have to let the public know for 30 days in advance what the budget's going to be. So that will hang probably around the 25th to 28th of January, because our next meeting is February 27th. It is the fourth Thursday of the month of February. So with that, I don't have a whole lot on mine to discuss. I don't know if Andy or Greg do, but we basically have put together our budget, and we will continue to look at it. And like I say, it will be up sometime at the end of the month. So
And it's voted on in February.
it's voted on by the board in February. Yeah.
So actually would have to be up on the 27th.
Correct.
Right.
Right.
So,
Right.
okay.
Okay?
Do you just want to address like the difference in the budget that you have? What?
Yeah, well, I have a couple things in mind that I don't, mine is pretty close to what it was last year. I think one of the interesting things about doing this budget, especially starting a second building, is trying to figure out like utilities and how much you spend in here. And last year, and I'll get into our numbers at the senior center later, but last year we had, most of the year we had activities going here. Now this year, we're pretty much 5 days a week in this building. So, you know, trying to figure out utilities and how much they're gonna go up and how much it's gonna cost to do stuff for the senior center. We do get a donation every month from the Friends from Downers Grove Township Seniors that helps out in our general assistance fund. That's like $1,000 a month. So we get 12,000 from them. We're starting to do some program fees, so we're going to, you know, get some additional money that way. So that's our biggest area right there. So I don't really, most of mine is pretty close. I think the one area for me that's been the hardest to determine is in general assistance, and that is under the utilities. Commonwealth Edison in February of '24 changed billing numbers. Now, you don't think that that's going to be a really major issue, but apparently the bills were not done correctly, and it took them a while to do that. So Commonwealth Edison stopped doing disconnect notices, and that's how we pay a lot of our general assistance, is once you get a disconnect notice. So my fear is starting in February, or starting in about May or June, when it gets warmer outside, Commonwealth Edison is going to start sending these out. And to know how many people are going to get these notices and how big they're going to be, we have a certain amount we can pay, and then they have to go out and we help them find other locations. Churches give money, the Salvation Army gives money, so we kind of help them put together a way. So I think that is going to be the biggest challenge in the coming year.
All right, so look, just bring me up to speed here. So they stopped sending out monthly warnings to the people who are in trouble? Mm-hmm. They just disconnect?
Well, no,
They
they'll
don't.
send out a disconnect note. So right now, they're just basically, you're getting a bill every month, and if you pay it, you pay it, and if you don't, it starts building up, and they have not been sending out disconnect.
So what would happen to someone financially behind the eight ball?
Well, then and that's my worry, is how do we help them out and get that taken care of.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
And your budget, just in a percentage, in terms of a percentage compared to last year, is up how much?
1% to 2% higher.
2%.
67,000 higher.
Yeah, but in terms of a percentage?
I think that's about, I didn't figure it out, I think it's about 2%.
Okay.
My part of it, yes.
Okay.
All right.
We levied 4.9%, which comes up to $100,000 for us. Our budget is very much the same as last year with a few exceptions. Under administration, under personnel, our office employees, we raised that by $10,000 to $100,000. We adjusted our health insurance upward by $20,000. Then if you go to maintenance, we adjusted the salaries of our crew by $100,000. You know, for contractual services, we adjusted the maintenance of the building upwards of $10,000. Striking, we raised $1,000, striking from the, and we adjusted tree removal upwards of $4,000 to $64,000, and we added $10,000 to our curbing and sidewalk removal and repair upwards from $100,000 to $110,000. We have 40% of the township raise that to $55,000, we go to 20,000. And everything else is the same.
What was your biggest challenge this year?
We had quite a few projects. It's always getting things done on time. That's work all summer, and then when you get to fall, usually wrapping up the paving, finishing up the projects, and everybody always waits till the end of the culverts. My suggestion would be if you have a culvert issue, give us a call this spring and get on the list for.
Thank you.
All right, anything else? All right,
Can we combine the supervisor's report and the senior center report? Can
sure,
we just combine it?
sure. So, senior center report.
You don't want to tell us about your favorite building.
So, 2023 was our first full year of operation in the senior center. And we had 8,204 attendees at our events, 2023. 2024, that number became 13,298, which is a 62% increase. Part of what we've been able to do is we've been able to start to do more programs on both Monday and Fridays. Fridays are always going to be a tough. Fish has their a pantry open in the morning, and so we can't, with the parking especially, we can't really do a whole lot here. And so afternoons are usually just, there's a musical jam or things like that. So we kind of do that. So
I know a guy at Fish, if you ever,
do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you ever want to do something about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're not the best.
Are they customers of Fish?
Oh.
Coming here.
Oh, customers.
It's when the transition starts. The lot's full. A lot of them like out. They don't know. I park my car.
Can you have a volunteer, like mini direct traffic?
Try that.
Oh,
It only lasts for maybe 30 minutes.
yeah.
As we get more like we had weeks on from. If there's something.
Yeah, no kidding. And
So-
now they're going to keep their license until 87, so you'll have more drivers out there.
So just a couple things coming up this week. We have Bunko here tomorrow at 11:30, and we have I believe it's with AARP, a program called We Need to Talk, and that's about helping seniors decide when it's time for them to stop driving. One of the things that's very near and dear to me is the whole aging dementia issue and having to go through that. And what I'd like to start seeing us do more of is programs for adult children of seniors that sometimes don't really realize what's going on with their parents. You get like siblings that one says mom and dad are fine, the other says, are you kidding me? And how do you get them transitioned from one place to another? And I think, seeing that with the seniors here, I come in here every day and I see the seniors, and so many of them just come up to me and just are like in tears thanking the staff for all they've done to help out. But I think, you watch in 2 years, I've seen some of them that they're starting to get to that age, and what do you do? And we will try to talk to the kids and talk to them a little bit about what's going on with your parents. And so I think that's something that really needs, that, I'm intending to continue to make sure we do a good job of. We will be closed on Monday for Martin Luther King, so there are no programs on Monday. We have a big ping pong tournament on the 23rd, and I think I might try to join you.
Can you make sure that's videotaped?
Yes.
So pulling the keys from a senior, I think we've talked about this a couple of times, is I think the very initial process, that's why I like the talks where they have talking to the children of the senior or the elderly. I have a family friend who is 80 and she has early onset to medium onset. And her daughter lives in New York. And she flew in, helped her clean up the place, and pulled the keys from her mom, screaming. It was awful, like it usually is. Flew back to New York. The lady had her friend, this is really an astonishing story. She had her friend take an Uber with her, because she didn't know how to call an Uber, to the car dealership, and had them make a fob for her keys. And she started driving again. And as God is my judge, she got in an accident within minutes. And the other people were hurt. She was fine. So, I mean, this is the part that you got to get them.
Right.
It's that early on.
Right.
You got to pull the keys, you got to talk to the kids, and you got to get them in here.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah, so keep that going.
Exciting.
With that, next up is the assessor's report. Greg, do you have anything?
Yes, actually I do. I want to, again, thank you for everybody for great work, not with the fish, about it all the time. Senior services, being out in the community, talking to so many seniors about this stuff, again, we're great, all the great work. Apologize, I'm kind of fighting a cold, so I'm sitting back where I won't get, I'm sure that nobody gets, if I have anything, nobody gets affected. I do just want to say, got some stuff going on, and I had several questions about, appeals and things like that. One of the things that we've worked very hard on in the assessor's office is that we, because the county kind of tells us, you get ready to turn over your stuff and the books, and they take it right away. And like I plan out, it used to be that Downers were kind of like always the last, but the biggest, we're the most complex, we're always the last. The Township closed. We've really moved that up with our new systems and stuff to be able to turn over our books very early. But with everything you have, there's more complex things and stuff like that. We have to now fit into everybody else, and with the county, county's got a lot of work to do on there, and they're great partners to work with as a township. But what we find now is that we're waiting to get everyone to accept our books. So sometimes in the last couple of years, I had to wait 2-3 months for when they're going to do it. So a lot of what happens is we are working with people once we're done with our books and being able to get information out. We send out what our anticipated numbers are, and when I know from the county, this is the factor, I can tell somebody, hey, here's what our books are, what we anticipate them being within a certain, within 1/100th or whatever. So I can work with people, and especially some of the bigger, tax reps and things like that, to be able to help. Let's work through, see what we have, and be able to do an outreach so that we don't end up with as many things into appeals that take up a lot of county time, and it blows up the board of review. It's still the same process, so we're still going through the same evidence, the same things that we talk to and look at all the data, but it makes it much more effective, and I think it's happening more and more people are doing it around the county. But our actual physical appeals, as compared to other townships, since we're the largest, we're a much lower number in percentage. So I'm really happy with the team and what we're doing, but it takes a tremendous amount of work over a longer period of time. It's not all concentrated into, this certain appeal period, and this 30 days period is basically, we're working hard, the team's working hard all, much longer period of time. But again, kudos to them for doing that. And so that's a big help for us and stuff. I will say that I have a request, hopefully, you all got it, and minor changes. Per statute, I have to submit my budget to you all, the board, by December 31st. I did that. I did submit something, and Paul and I have been so busy, we had our time getting together the last week and a half or so, but we did have a chance to talk to the CP before the meeting, but I did put in a request for an additional $25,000 under professional fees, and that's representing that there's been, just with the world that we live in and stuff like that, there tends to be a few more legal fees required for things. We anticipate getting some more appeals when it comes to contention of law. We've actually had a couple of those. That's an appeal that's not a market or a uniformity, but it's actually something challenging law. And with some of the other things that we've experienced in the last couple months and stuff, I just want to make sure that I'm properly budgeted to be able to be able to pay attorneys to represent when there's problems and stuff like that. So I had requested that, that's complied, well, everything up to ultimately y'all can approve. That's the next step in the process of budgets. But I would respectfully request if you could look at that, I know I asked Paul, he was gonna look into it, I believe you're gonna look into what the process is or whatever, Paul, what you're gonna, you got a levy, so you gotta work with all that too. But hopefully you all, for instance, I also do, so it's not just a small increase overall. I was able to talk to one of the trustees about it when they had it be on the phone. But that's the only change from what was submitted on 12/31. We do have a new technique assessor that started yesterday, so they're on board now. So that's one of the two people that I was going to add, and I have going to be some fluctuating of staff over the next 12 months. So I'm going to be going through a year of training and stuff like that, because it takes time to train people for doing the stuff we're doing. So there's going to be a period of time, and Paul and I will do this and get a couple of conversations. That's kind of the general stuff that's going on in my department as I look forward to the next year. I just want to do that. That's what it is. So thanks. That's my report.
Okay, thank you. Andy, you got highway?
It's pretty quick this time. We've done a lot of snow plowing. The past 30 days, or the past month, the highway department has been working on the following projects. Snow removal has kept the crew busy in the past 30 days. We have been out salting and plowing. So far, the winter has been kind to us, with snow totals adding up to 4 inches of vegetation per event. The crew started picking up Christmas trees on January 1st, and we are still getting a few requests for tree pickups there. Most of the trees are brought to the curb by the end of January, but we usually get 1 or 2 Christmas trees put out for our spring brush pickup. We only had one right-of-way tree come down in the past. Our tree crew was dispatched and opened the road in a few hours. The crew has also devoted a significant amount of time to patching our roads. Pre-thaw cycles keep us busy trying to keep up with the new. And we have also had a lot of fly dumping going on in the southern part of the township. Our crew has picked up garbage, office, furniture, cabinets, tires, and several hot tubs dumped along 97th Street and Jeans Road near Route 83.
What's that? Fly
Hot
dumping?
tubs.
Fly dumping?
Yeah, fly dumping, that's when they come up with a truck and they throw garbage up the road.
That's the nickname for it?
Fly dumping.
Fly dumping. Just, I want to get rid of a couch.
Yep. Couches, bags of garbage, sod, dirt.
Truly. Hot tubs.
You know what, there's been 4 of them. So, I don't know if somebody's in the hot tub business and that's the best way they can think of to get rid of them.
Well, I think Trustee Ferguson's looking for a new one.
Yeah.
We can help you with that.
At this very moment, it sounds kind of nice, but
Probably some tires too.
All right.
thank you, Andy.
you,
It's nice
Andy.
to have that in real. I miss the opportunity to do it.
Like a newscaster. She reads it so well. Trustee McClear had her first shot last time.
Wow,
She read it.
I will miss that.
All right, any old business? Any new business? All right, and I don't think we have any closed session stuff, so I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and our next regular Downers Grove Township Board meeting will be on Thursday, February 27th, 2025, at 7 p.m. Thank you, guys.